Guten Morgen, muchachos. How you doing? Welcome back to Football Digest Daily. And these greetings are coming to you from top of the goddamn table. Haha. Hope you're still doing good. Uko chini, I hope you guys are doing okay and everything else. Uko Joe, we are doing fantastic. We are very much okay on top of the goddamn table, man. And of course, we just finished up with game week 14. If I'm not wrong, and what a game week it's been. Goals galore, and especially on Sunday, and some drama and then some. Oh my days, it's been a fantastic one. First of all, it was a crazy one because there was no early kickoff. Yeah, there was no early kickoff, but there was a plethora of games on Sunday at 5 p.m. You are thinking, why the hell do we have 4 games on Sunday? Why is Manchester United playing at 11 p.m.? Why are they waiting all this time to make us watch Manchester United get beat at 11 p.m.? Is this a weekend or a weekday? Because it didn't make any sense. So, yeah, there was some games. There was a game at 11 p.m. on Sunday. And, of course, we had 4 games, 5 p.m. on there was a game 11 p.m. on Saturday. And another game, of course, 4 games on Sunday at 5 p.m. And, of course, the last one. So, of course, the early kickoffs. No early kickoff, 6 p.m. fixtures. The big one, of course, had to do with Arsenal. Alright? And of course, we are playing against Wolves. And we won that game 2-1, to be honest. Fantastic goals that we scored. First off by Saka and then the second one by Odegaard. Oh my God. Especially Odegaard. Brilliant. Brilliant team play. Jesus is just something else. The link up between him and Zinchenko. Yakukata na shoka. Yakukata na shoka. Fantastic one. 2-0. You know what? We could have actually made it like 3-4-0. Honestly, you watch that game and I watched that game and I've watched the highlights like numerous times. If you had a more clinical striker, that game is easily 4-0 to Arsenal. Okay, even make it 4-1. So, of course, it feels a bit terrible. And of course, the goal that we considered, some sloppy defending by Zinchenko. I love Zinchenko, right? I ain't gonna lie, I love him. But those are the kind of blunders that make you get benched when you go to play against teams like Liverpool. That's how you get yourself being benched by Tomiyasu, who's not a natural left back. Zinchenko na bahati sana Uren Timber is out, because when Timber comes back, Zinchenko atakuwa mswa cup games. No lie. I mean, he's a brilliant footballer, no lie, but defensively he's not that good, and he wasn't that good on Saturday against Wolves. So hapo kana kazi ya kufanya. It was dangerous of him, and especially in the last minutes. You know, they'd say there's no lead which is more bleaker than a 2-0 lead, because once you concede one, then all of a sudden everything goes haywire, and it all could have happened to Arsenal on Saturday, but it did not happen. So that was cool. So that was one of the major games being played at 6 p.m. Then, of course, we had the 8:30 p.m. one between Nottingham Forest and Everton. Everton won that game 1-0. That's very appropriate, if you ask me. Then on the last one involved Manchester United going to Newcastle United. And apparently this one, they did not go by air. They went by road. So they chapad like 3 hours on the road in a place where they could have just done 20 minutes on air. If they are using plane. So yeah, I don't think that's the reason why they got beat, because my God, Man United were poor. They were abysmal. Seriously, I don't recall watching a worse performance from Manchester United. Oh wait, I think I have over the Champions League. But they were terrible, really. Like Waliguachini. Newcastle absolutely boasted. It's flattering to Manchester United that the scoreline is 1-0. Could have been 4-0. Newcastle are all over them, man. Even, I think the last dying minutes when Manchester United started coming to the game. And I was like, what the hell? Wamekuwa kingoja nini time yote? Guys like Rashford was absolute shite. He was poor in that game. Martial hadi anarushiana mikono na Ten Hag. Like, what is going on? Really? Like, imefika mahali hadi saa Rashford, Martial can throw hands to the coach. Come on now. Is it really that bad at Manchester United? Because I saw that and I was like, what the? I can imagine a player throwing hands at Arteta. Oh my God. Huyo atachinjwa. But it's Manchester United, man, and Martial there was a clip of him throwing hands at Ten Hag. Or Ten Hag akiwa touchline, which was like, okay, that's not good. Rashford was just poor, he could not track back. Absolutely kept who was the left back? Right back, absolutely exposed. Wan-Bissaka alikuwa na kazi mingi sana ya kufanya, but he had a lot of work to do. It's insane. Manchester United is not looking good for them, man. Back to back. Okay, it's not back to back else because they did lose in the Champions League, but still, I mean, I expected them to do a bit better. Newcastle would have absolutely wiped the floor with them. It's crazy that game just went 1-0 to Newcastle United. Man United were just poor, for lack of a better word. I have not seen a worse performance from Manchester United this season. They seemed so disinterested, uninterested, like they didn't care at all. At all. Anthony came on, I think, is it the 70th minute or the Kangapi? He showed more fight than Rashford showed for 60 minutes. Rashford, I don't know what's going on with Rashford. There's actually a clip of him losing the ball to an opponent and he doesn't track back. And I'm watching tu mtu andika enda ufunge ka unataka kufunga. I'm like, what is going on here? It was just terrible for Man United, man. It's bad. Something needs to happen real quick. So yeah, they got beat. Out of that getting beat, of course, they swapped positions with Newcastle. Man United went, I think they dropped to 7th. And Newcastle went to 6th, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, waka switch position, your design. And then of course now on Sunday, who is this artist who sang switch position? Cheza na nare, unacheza na nare. Wali switch positions kawa wase. Alright, so came Sunday, of course you had 4 games. You had West Ham Crystal Palace, you had Liverpool against Fulham, we had Chelsea Brighton, we had Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. And I was watching the highlights. Nilikuwa na watch game ya Chelsea. So na watch game ya Chelsea kwa TV, alafu naona game ya Liverpool kwa simu. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? First of all, Chelsea were like 2-0 up in no time. I'm like, Chelsea, really? Because I thought Brighton were gonna come and spunk these guys. So Chelsea 2-0 up. Liverpool on the other hand, maze, they scored. First of all, Liverpool kwanza mabao zote walifunga zilikuwa golden goals. Brilliant golazo. First up was Trent Alexander. Fantastic free kick. Fulham wako like, hold my beer. Waka equalize. Wakafunga tena. McAllister. Hey, another brilliant goal. Fulham wako like, watu wasiki, nishikie hii pombe haki. Hold my beer again. Sasa Fulham ndio wakafunga sasa ikakuwa 3-2 up. And I recall watching the 3-2, the goal to make it 3-2, because I just arrived at bar next door where Guineas were having a watch party. So I'm like, kwani mimi ni good luck chamaje? Nafika tu yani hivi na Liverpool wanafungwa. Nilikuwa na Eric Njiro hapo, nilikuwa namwambia wewe itabidi utweet former Arsenal goalkeeper gets all the 3 points at Anfield. Bent Leno. Yeah. Wewe. No sooner had I said that than Liverpool had equalized, made a 3-3 in no time. Trent again scored a goal to make it 4-3. And I'm like, god damn it, Fulham, man. Fulham, what the fuck? So Liverpool won that game 4-3. Chelsea on the other hand, 2-0 up. Then I think Brighton pulled on work. Chelsea were red carded, of course, 2 yellows for Conor Gallagher. They went down 10 men. Wakilekea halftime, they came back and they scored that goal. I'm like, Imenda. And there were some dubious refereeing decisions made there, which but of course, none beat what we were to see later between Manchester City and Spurs. So of course, Chelsea scored that and then 3-1. Na hiyo kaisha hivyo. Na I think, no, iliisha 3-2 actually because Brighton got one back. So iliisha 3-2 in favor of Chelsea. I did not expect them to win, to be honest. I did not. Nilikuwa nafikiria Chelsea watapigwa. I was wrong. Hizi bet zangu za Chelsea zinapiga ukuta design ya noma. Design nyingine ajabu. So hiyo ikaenda hivyo. So Chelsea got themselves a win. I did not see that one coming, I'll be honest. I didn't see it coming. So, well, all the best to them. That's a big win for them. Next up for them, I think, is who? Is it Manchester United? Midweek, yes. We also had Bournemouth versus Aston Villa. Hii nilikuwa naona 1-0 to Bournemouth. Because I was checking the updates. I'm like, Aston Villa 1-0 down. Then naona, is it 1-1? No, actually walikuwa 2-0 at some point, if I'm not wrong. Bournemouth. I'm like, what is going on today? What is going on? And then, of course, Aston Villa came back, and of course, That game ended in a 2-2 draw. So 2-2 draw for Bournemouth, Villa. Liverpool won 4-3, Chelsea won 3-2. At the same time, you had West Ham up against, I think, Crystal Palace. That game ended in a draw. And it was perfectly set for the last game of the weekend. That is between Manchester City and Spurs. Then going to this game, Spurs, they have absolutely no chance here, man. Spurs are going to get clapped like crazy. Because Manchester City, they are at Etihad anyway. I had forgotten some things are inevitable, like death, taxes, and Son scoring against Manchester City. He always does. And for this one, he actually scored for Spurs to make them draw fast blood. And then he equalized for Manchester City. I'm like, dude, you can't be scoring for and against. You score for Spurs and against Spurs. Wagwan, bruv. You know what's going on? What a game that was. And of course, Foden made it 2-1 for Manchester City. I'm like, you see, first half, Man City were looking okay. Yeah, Spurs were looking a bit out of sorts. Second half, Manchester City were looking like they can't score again. Nilikuangalia hiyo game niko like, Man City hawakai kufunga. Na nilikuwa na watch hiyo game na Timothy Ngure, of course. Niko like, Man City hawakai kufunga, by the way. I would love it if Spurs were like to equalize, make it 2-2. Naweza kuwa over the moon, man. And then, hey, they did exactly that. Ikakuwa ni 2-2 sasa. And then, of course, Manchester City scored later to make it 3-2. And then, Spurs equalized again. Yani, ushaona a roller coaster. And I don't know, man. Every time there is this Guinness watch parties and involving a game to do with Manchester City, it's always a crazy-ass game. Last time there was such a watch party was the 4-4 draw between Chelsea and Manchester City. Crazy game. We do it again, or they did again now this weekend on Sunday. And it was Chelsea, it was Manchester City and Spurs, and it's a 3-3 draw at the end of the day. Crazy shit, bro. Like crazy stuff. You can't make this shit up, I kid you not. And of course now, the dubious thing that happened in this game. Manchester City wamepata sijui counter. Haaland anakulua kiatu. Simon Hooper anasema play on. And then the ball goes to Jack Grealish and he's one-on-one. He's like Amenda ako one-on-one sasa. And then Simon Hooper is like, nah. He blows the whistle to take the ball back to where the foul was made. And I kid you not, Manchester City players were livid. They were pissed off. Like, I'm sure you've seen a picture of Haaland going mental at Simon Hooper. Like, why the fuck are you blowing the goddamn whistle? Now shall we play on? And I'm like, maybe aliona ni Jack Grealish. Akaona Jack Grealish awezani, advantage imeenda. Bring that ball back here. It's crazy. And it's crazy even more because more often than not this season, Manchester City have been on the good end of some dubious decisions by the referees. Like there's some crazy decisions that have been made and Man City have been kind of getting favored out of them. So it kind of feels like sort of poetic justice to see them getting one. To see them being welcome to this club of referees doing things against your club. These things you're used to seeing them happening at Liverpool, against Man United, against Brighton, against Wolves, against Arsenal. Tumezoea kuziona. Hii season tunaona Man City wakifanyia vitu kama hizo. Now we saw it. Okay, this was like the second time because I think there was a dubious decision against them in the Liverpool game. But you're feeling like, hata wasikie venye watu wanasikianga. And ideally you would not want because that was crazy by Simon Hooper. I don't know why he called it back. He should not have called it back. Alikuwa shawe play on. Alikuwa shawe an advantage. So why did he call it back? That was crazy. And of course, Man City hapo wanasikia some type of way. But we've been feeling some type of way throughout this goddamn season. So welcome to the club. So it's crazy. And of course, Pep was going mental in this post-match interview saying, I don't want to do an Ateta and stuff. Yeah. Even ndivyo tunasikianga. Kina Lotan and all the mandem. That's how we be feeling. Welcome to the club, man. So it's crazy. That game ended in a draw. Of course, that dropped Manchester City to third now. They have 30 points. I think they have 1 point. They are 1 point below Liverpool and they are now 3 points below Arsenal. So this, of course, just keeps getting better as far as the title race goes. Tunataka tu Manchester City waendelee ku drop points. And it got me thinking. Manchester City are dropping points. Like the draws. I think they have 2 losses so far. Liverpool, they are conceding goals. They conceded 3 against Fulham at Anfield. Arsenal has not conceded more than 2 goals in any game this season. And that just might be the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool and Manchester City. Like these other guys, they are scoring goals, yes, but they are still conceding almost in equal measure. Arsenal is not scoring much, but we're also not conceding much. We have conceded the least amount of goals this season, to be honest, actually 11. So got me thinking like, yo, this title race is gonna be absolutely amazing if it goes on like this. As far as Arsenal is concerned, all these other teams are conceding goals. Arsenal is not. And they said defense wins you titles. Arsenal has the best defense this season. So, yo, as an Arsenal fan, I'm absolutely loving it. This result is exactly how I would have wanted it to go. Aki, if Spurs don't win, it was weird for me, but I was kind of supporting Spurs. Weird. It's like the first time ever I've ever supported Spurs. Yeah, I was supporting them for this game and they did me good. They did me proud. Walifanya vizuri. I'm proud of Tottenham, man. So, yeah, that's how the cookie crumbled in game week 14. Absolute insane mad scenes. Pep was going mental kwa hizo touchline akianguka kaa kina Van Gaal. Insane. Drama galore on the last day. So, of course, now we have midweek fixtures coming up starting on Tuesday. I think also on Wednesday we have big games. Tuesday and Wednesday, big games before we go, of course, to the weekend. And then after that, I think the Champions League. And then, you know how unajua venye kunaenda. Sindio hiyo. Ayabas, that's what's up. What is your highlight for this weekend? For me, it has to be the Manchester City Spurs game. No lie. It has to be that game. It was fantastic. Absolutely.